Well, I just noticed right before I hit record that while I didn't plan this, I am actually wearing an OD Green t-shirt that's going to match the OD Green Cerakoting of this really cool fixed blade knife. Now, I've talked about it many times. I've done a bunch of fixed blade videos. I am not a huge fixed blade guy, and I'm not a hunter. And this is a fixed blade knife that is a hunting knife. So I'm going to do my best to give it as the credit that it is due. Jim Skelton is turning me into a fixed blade guy-ish since I bought the mini Hellraiser from him. But Cliff, my buddy up in Anchorage, Alaska, sent me this to check out. It is a locally made knife there in Anchorage from 3DK or Three Dog Knife Company. And this is the M.A.K version, the multi-animal killer. So it is a hunting knife. They claim on their website that it is the toughest thing to come out of Alaska since the bear. It's a pretty tough looking knife. I'm not going to lie. And as far as fixed blades go, it's a pretty cool one. I'm not going to lie about that either. It does have some wear on it. Cliff uses his stuff for sure. You can see there's some marks on it here on the blade, on the finishing, which is no problem at all. And he's got some scratches and wear on the leather sheath that is also custom made there in Anchorage from, if you can read that there, Johnson is the maker, from Diamond D Leather. And the sheath works really well. Fits right in. It's a great hunting knife, as much as I can tell from not being a hunter. But let's talk about it anyway. So they do have some options. You can get it in G10 or micarta scales. You can get it with the OD Green, Coyote Tan. I think there's a black coating also. Full tang knife. There is a Tanto version, and they make some other options or other models as well. This just happens to be the one that I was sent. I will put a link down in the description for their website, which is actually a pretty cool website. They've got a lot of different models there to pick and choose from, and you can order right from the website. This one was $279. Well, it is $279 on their website today. I don't know what Cliff paid for it whenever he bought it. And this one comes in M390 steel. They do offer this not only in different color configurations, but in different blade steels. They've got it in M.A.K, N690, and K110. So depending on your application, what steel you prefer, you have some options there. Let's take a closer look at it. And you can see that they've done a really nice job. And we'll go through the dimensions here in a minute as well. The fit and finish is really nice, but it's working man nice, right? So you can feel the seams, which is not a problem. It's not like there's gaps or anything, but you can feel it. This is, a $279 knife. This is not a $5,000 custom knife. Although it is custom knife because they're handmade up there. These are not mass produced. I like how they put the blade steel back here on the pommel, if you will. And that's really pretty much the only markings other than a quick logo there. So I don't know. I kind of like that. Now, one thing I don't really like is this is a fairly sharp edge, or a hard edge, I should say, that at times can be uncomfortable. As you are putting this in to the sheath and you're going to kind of smack it in or nudge it in, that could be a little uncomfortable. And then sometimes when I was grabbing it and just moving my hand and getting it in position, I noticed that little bit of a harsh edge there. Now that may serve some purpose in the hunting world. Again, I don't know. Maybe you need that to, I don't know. Other than that though, I kind of really like it. These are titanium barrels. You can put a lanyard here, the rivets to kind of hold it on. I'm sure there's some epoxy and all that good stuff in there too. So we'll talk about the specs. It's 8.5 inches overall with it's advertised as a 4-inch bladed knife. I measure from the edge of the micarta to the tip at 3.92. Okay, so it's basically 4 inches with 3.84 inch of cutting edge. Behind the edge is 0.03, so it's not super slicey, but that's what you want in a fixed blade if you're going to be out hunting and field dressing and, butchering up whatever it was that you were hunting. You don't want a thin behind the edge that's going to chip and break. The blade steel on this particular one is M390, and we talked about the options. The blade thickness is 0.160. Overall thickness is 0.693. So it is very comfortable in the hand. It fills your hand really well and would probably work very nicely with gloves if you were in that situation. And the jimping is comfortable, yet enough of a grip, if you know what I mean. The weight on this is 6.1 ounces with just the knife. This overall package is right at 8 ounces. I think it's pretty cool. They do offer a lifetime warranty, free sharpening for the life of the knife. Let me show you here next to the Jim Skelton Mini Hellraiser with its 8-inch overall. So it's just a slightly smaller. Now, these are two different style knives altogether. And I will pull out one other fixed blade, which is a completely different style as well. Maybe that goes up here better in frame. This is the Frank Fisher Fixed Battle, which, again, about the same overall length. It's about 8 inches. 3 totally different fixed blade knives, 3 custom made knives, 3 different price ranges, all made in the United States. Pretty cool. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. And I like them all for different reasons. Okay, this is how the Fixed Battle fits in my hand. Put that in its handmade leather sheath also. Here is the Mini Hellraiser. This is more of an EDC type of knife, worn horizontally on the belt in its leather sheath. And then here is the M.A.K again in its vertical style sheath, which I think you just get used to it and you can get it in and out easier. So let me give you a couple of quick size comparisons with some normal folding knives that you may be familiar with. The Spyderco Delica, the Kubi KB237, the Hellraiser, not to be confused with the Hellraiser from Jim Skelton. And last but not least, how about the Sharpie? Just because it's what I do, and I'd feel incomplete if I didn't pull out the Sharpie. There you go, guys. I will put my fixed blade playlist up here in the corner. Please go check that out, and let me know what you think.